I just got here. so I did the hair as quick as I could. I showed my son how to take contact lenses out of your eye, pop my own lenses, had to put new ones in. We were up in Boston all day, 3 different games in a soccer tournament.
Woo.
Came out with a perfect record, by the way.
Hey.
Yeah, unblemished by victory. So
defeated.
That's always good. And I managed to keep it together until game 3 when a guy just torpedoed our keeper in the air when they were already up 7-0.
Ooh, yeah, that's.
And I'm like, hey, maybe don't kill our keeper looking for your 8th goal, Mongambo. Like, come on. Anyway, it was a long day. Good day, though. Any day on the pitch is a good day.
Amen, brother. Amen.
But I got back here later than expected. The 3rd game was kind of an unexpected call-up from AAA for my son. So got back late, didn't get the word out as much as I usually do. So it might be, a couple less people enjoying the game tonight, which is a damn shame because we got a barn burner. It's about as good as it gets. Atlanta came into the weekend up 2 games on Houston with 8 games to play, I think, or maybe 9, and then at home and dropped the first 2 games. So here we come live from Atlanta. It's Braves Astros tied atop the NL South. One shall stand, one shall fall. No wild cards in eternal baseball. And we have it for you tonight. So whoever wins this will be a game up in the NL South with 6 games left to play.
It's a big one. Let's mess this up.
Right? I can't wait to see how we torpedo Atlanta tonight.
Why does it look like I look like I am in I'm in Eastern Ukraine somewhere? Like you might hear some like thuddy noises and
right.
I want
the dust to fall. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you look like you're at ESPN Studios in Bristol, and I'm somewhere in Eastern Ukraine.
Well, I gotta say, I did get a little sun today, and for me, there's only 2 options: no sun and too much sun. So we'll see how much I turn purple during the show. But I like that you're safe, right? It looks like you've got provisions.
Looks like I may be whisked away at any second.
Dude, there were 3 really good eternal baseball games on the schedule today. And I considered the idea of a double or triple header on the old podcast tonight, with us just cutting down on the yammer a little bit and just pedal to the metal. Let's go arena baseball. But maybe that'll be next week if it's tight, right at the very end. But
all right, let's do it.
Anyway, we'll I want to look at. Let me pop this up on the other screen here, because it does matter. The old standings for the day, because nothing matters more than the standings right here at the end. So we share that screen so people can see where we're at. So the big news for the weekend is Detroit clinched the American League North. So that puts New York in first, Birmingham pretty handily in second, having clinched the South weeks ago. They were the first to clinch. Detroit is 4 games behind Birmingham, and that only matters because it would determine home field advantage in their first round matchup, because it's definitely going to be Birmingham and Detroit. Nothing's going to change that. Out west, the Twins have a 2-game lead on the Angels, which 2 games doesn't feel like much, but with 6 to play, I got 7 to play, that ain't bad. So, and Minnesota has the hammer. If you look at, it reminds me a little bit of that Twins, was it the 88 title? When they would have finished 3rd in the East, I think.
87, was it?
87 title, that's it. And then they just steamrolled in the playoffs, because the Twins are 81-74, but leading the West, and they have maybe, at least in the American League, the best American League pitcher for sure in the big train, Walter Johnson. So you don't want to face that team in a best of 5. Like, that's the nightmare scenario.
They are dangerous.
The pure, inarguable ace of the American League at least twice, and maybe out of the pen in a game 5, right? I'm a Yankee fan. I remember seeing Randy Johnson pitch pretty much every day in the playoffs. So could happen. And that's the American League, which is the dull league, at least for intrigue here running out. So Montreal was up 4 games on Philadelphia on Friday, and then they lost back-to-back at home to Philly. So now it's 2 games for the Expos, who were, not so quietly rooting for because we like the story.
I jinxed him with that newsletter header.
Yeah,
Man, I'm sorry. I couldn't resist. It rhymed.
But it was we're kind of rooting for Montreal because they were so bad last year, and the idea that any team can turn it around, and they don't get help, right? They don't get new hot rookies joining the squad, right? Guys don't suddenly, like, in the next year or two. We don't have a lot of player movement, but at some point, Aroldis Chapman will be more Yankee than Red, and he'll move over. At some point, Tampa's going to get, oh man, who's their catcher that they got from Seattle?
Zunino.
Zunino. All he does
Yep.
is hit homers and frame pitches. He'll be more Ray than Mariner at some point. And
He's a 2 outcome player.
Pretty much, right? Manny, every time he homers, it just chafes me, right? Like, well, I guess if you swing from your butt,
I was gonna say this is
every day.
That's the trajectory of his swing.
That's it. Who else? Manny Machado will be a Padre sooner or later once he has more Padre years than Oriole years. So, but the Expos get nothing like that. This is all it is, and it's all it's ever going to be. So I'm happy to see Montreal rolling and pulling for them a little bit. But
I'm pulling for them a lot.
At least we're honest about our own biases. But Philly has the momentum right now. Atlanta and Houston tied. Houston's won the first 2 games of that set. And I was really hoping we would have, just an unbelievable pitching matchup tonight, right? I wanted J.R. Richard or Mike Scott or Dallas Keuchel even. And I wanted Smoltz, I wanted Glavine, I wanted Maddox, and we got Luis Garcia against Kid Nichols. So,
all right.
Yeah, I mean, they're good pitchers. They're pitching well, but yeah.
Not the marquee name value.
Yeah, not exactly lighting up the marquee, right? And then in the North, Pittsburgh's got a 1-game lead on Cincinnati.
Nice.
And out west, San Francisco, look at that magic number, 1. Ooh. So the next giant win or Dodger loss will clinch the NL West for the defending champion San Francisco Giants, who are also the best team in the National League and who were just kind of barely above average around the All-Star break. So they've had this kind of churning momentum that everybody should be a little bit terrified of.
Always dangerous, yeah.
At least in the National League. So we'll take a look at the week that was and just litter your screen with yellow and pink. I would like to thank the Orioles.
We should probably have a seizure warning.
Right? Exactly. Bright lights. I'd like to thank the Orioles for turning in their 4th consecutive 1-5 week. Not that they were in contention, but let's figure that out. So they've gone 4-20.
They're already in Puerto Vallarta.
So they were 66-65. They were a game over. And now they're 15 games under. Like, reality hit hard out there, I guess. If you look over here on the left hand on the actual team names, the guys in red are golfing. They have been officially mathematically eliminated. And we added a couple this week. I think the Cardinals, maybe Padres, Mets. That might be it for the new guys. Your division leaders are bolded, and your guys in yellow have sewn up their division. And those are all American League teams, Birmingham, Detroit, and the Yankees. But for the week that was, let me shrink this down a little bit. Oops, hang on. I got a little too aggressive with my Excel. There we go. So for good weeks and bad weeks, it kind of made me giggle a bit because it's all division leaders that went strong this week. 5-1, 5-1, 5-1. So I don't know if the other teams are tanking for draft picks here at the end. But and then the bad teams, the Orioles, have been terrible. And Toronto and Washington are just continuing dancing with what brought them, basically, which is bad baseball.
Dude, the Rangers, though, my word.
Yeah, the Rangers are having trouble well, not even right now, right? It's been a rough week for the Rangers, or a rough year. But that's where we're at. That's the week that was. But right now, it's time for baseball. Now this is good because we're also looking ahead. And these pitching matchups aren't always accurate, but they're more often than not they are. So looking at games for tomorrow, these are the end of the 3-game sets that curled out of the weekend here. So your Memorial Day games here, there's a couple really good ones. LA's clinging to life, but they got Kershaw on the mound. Pittsburgh and Cincinnati are wrapping up a 3-game set. There's only 1 game difference between them. Sam Lever against Noodles Hahn. Got like that. Tomorrow, it's actually going to be Nichols tonight. Tomorrow, I'm not sure who it is for Atlanta, but it'll be Mike Scott. This is who they think it'll be tonight. It will be Nichols tonight. It won't be Mike Scott because Luis Garcia has a far better ERA. Montreal and Philadelphia is Bill Gullickson against Kurt Schilling. Gullickson is the owner of the only no-hitter this season. Minnesota's got that 2-game lead out west. I think that's Dutch Leonard, I think, against Randy Johnson. Randy Johnson's given up like almost 50 homers this season.
I saw that.
But he's also struck out like 381 batters, which is pretty close to the record, I think. So I'm going to have to look that up. Been an odd year for the big unit. LA, the Angels are against Oakland. And Oakland just got eliminated this week too. But they send Nolan Ryan to the Hill. None of the rest make a whole lot of difference. So we'll dive into that Monday schedule right now. With Houston and Atlanta. To make sure I'm doing this right. Turn on my video and sound. We'll start human on both sides just to make sure we get our pitchers right. So for Atlanta, I guess for Houston. Anyway, they're reading Mike Scott to start today, 6-5 with a 4.55. But if you look over here at when they last pitched and how many pitches they have available, it's definitely Luis Garcia with a 3.46, 9-2 on the year. He's fully loaded, 120 pitches available. So he's the right choice today, no matter what the computer thinks. And we make sure to show that live so you don't think there's any hocus pocus going on. John Clarkson, who's from like the 1890s, pitched 1 game for Atlanta this year. One inning. 1 inning. Gave up 1 hit.
1 hit.
So he's averaging 9 hits for 9 innings. Whip of 1. So he's always right up there because he didn't give up a run. But we're not hanging the season on John Clarkson. If you scroll on down here, the guy who's, and this is once in a while he gets hung up, like it thinks Glavine could throw 120 today. He can't. He threw 106 on, Saturday, technically, because this is Monday. Maddox is not quite ready. Smoltz, 66 pitches yesterday, so it's Kid Nichols. And over on the Houston side, they'll be running Biggio, Kyle Tucker, Bagwell, Berkman, Bregman, Killer Bees, Springer, Gurriel, Castro, and see they're trying to get Mike Scott back in there. We're not going to run to it because Garcia is the better pick. Now over here for your Atlanta Braves facing right-hander Luis Garcia, sorted OPS by against right-handers. Here's good old Wally Berger. But I'm going to that's in 6 at-bats. So you got to talk small sample size. I'm not sure I'm trusting the Wally Berger OPS of 2,600.
It's like baseball stars.
Yeah, I say the nay, Wally Berger. But for on base, our top guys are Freddie Freeman, Dale Murphy, Hugh Duffy, who's super fast, and Freddie Mcgriff.
Yeah, they all look good, right? Except for Mcgriff, but
I guess we'll probably put Duffy. He's fast, and it's really hard not to bat Hank Aaron cleanup.
You're thinking Murphy at the 2-hole.
Yeah,
Freeman 3.
Here's the trick with Murphy. He's good enough to play center because a young Murphy was a pretty good center fielder. He can also play a really bad catcher. But that's I don't even want to roll the dice with a guy who's a 3 behind the plate in basically a playoff game. So
And plus, we need Brian McCann to like enforce all the unwritten rules of.
Right? It'd probably actually be Tory over McCann.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But anyway, so McGriff and Dale Murphy are our next two. McGriff a lefty, Murphy a righty.
Well, I think we'll probably have Freeman over McGriff, right?
McGriff's OPS is 894 against righties, and Freeman's 852. So there's a little bit of difference there.
I think McGriff though was he only like 60 at bats? I think.
Yeah, it's very possible. Let's see. Yeah, like 80 at bat, 80 plate appearances, 68 at bats. So that's not a lot. That's not a big sample either. So if you want Freeman, I'm not going to fight. So you want Freeman 2 or Murphy 2?
Let's see. How's Eddie Matthews? Not so great. Let's put Freeman 2.
Okay. And then Murphy.
Yeah.
Probably in center, but we'll see.
Perfect.
Hugh Duffy is a center fielder, but he can also play left. So that works. And then it's like Bob Elliott at third base.
Oh, we got to put Eddie or Chipper in, right?
I mean, their numbers wouldn't put him in before Bob, but where is Chipper?
He's just above Bob.
Oh, usage. Sorry, I missed him. That just means he's played a lot, so his numbers might be a little depressed. But yeah, Chipper Jones, absolutely. Either him or Eddie Matthews. Matthews is a far better fielder and has better OPS against righties.
Yeah, let's do Eddie.
Now, if you want, you can go deep into the Wayback Machine and play Chipper Jones at shortstop. But he's a 3 at shortstop. So that's up to you if you want to go that far.
Who's our shortstop? Like Andres Torres? Or?
It's who is playing short? It might be. Hold on a sec. Reports. Starts by position. Shortstop. It's Ben Chipper more than anyone else.
Oh, okay.
Herman Long and Bob Elliott, but 79 starts at shortstop for Chipper Jones.
Let's keep it going, man. Let's do it.
All right. So Matthews, Chipper will hold our nose and hope they don't hit too many at shortstop. We should roll Murphy at catcher and Jones at shortstop at the same time. just play like either carnival music or yapping sax. Well,
yapping sax.
All right, so catcher and second base. Catcher is Tory.
Mark Lemke. Let's do this.
Or
yeah, it's got to be obvious. Huh?
Yeah, Ozzy Alvis.
Was it Lemke that one of those guys hit 3 homers in a game?
Yeah, I think it was. It was that game. It was a playoff game too, wasn't it?
I don't know.
I forget who it was. It was one of the light hitting Braves second basemen.
Yeah,
had a monster playoff game years ago, and 3 buddies sitting in a dorm room somewhere. Only 2 of them liked baseball, so the game was on, and the guy who didn't like it was watching, and he didn't know anything about baseball, but he was there. He was the only one watching when homer number 3 went out, and the other 2 guys were at the table working on their new website. This is like 1999. And the roommate who didn't know anything about baseball said to his buddies, "Hey, your guy here, he's like a big home star runner or something."
Oh, right, yeah.
And that was the genesis for homestarrunner.com.
Dude, that is awesome.
For all you strong mad fans or strong mad fans out there. All right, I think we're ready for baseball. We just got to put Tory at catcher, and we're off and running.
Oh, Rob, eh? Welcome, Rob.
Now we're talking.
Game between Houston and Atlanta. Houston has won 5 straight, and 8 of their last 10. Luis Garcia takes the mound for Houston. He's made 9 starts on the year and is 9-2 with an earned run average of 3.46. His third start against Atlanta. He's 2-1 with a 4.70 earned run average against Atlanta. He'll be opposed by Kid Nichols for Atlanta. He's made 25 starts on the year and is 13-6 with an earned run average of 3.16. His 5th start against Houston. He's 1-0 with a 3.00 earned run average against Houston. It's 79 degrees, wind speed 4 miles per hour, out to left center field. Pitching for Atlanta, Kid Nichols. Leading off for Houston, second baseman, Craig, Biggio.
The
Yeah.
kid.
Total sidebar. If you didn't get a chance to see the Nolan Ryan documentary that came out this week, it's called Facing Nolan. And it was a limited engagement in like select theaters. We went and saw it. It's really good. But Biggio talks on it from like last year. And I hadn't seen Biggio in a long time, right? Still looks like $1 million.
Does he?
Like the hair's all silver, but it's perfect. Jawline still all there. Apparently, he gave up the dip early enough to preserve his jaw. But yeah, Biggio came up, and I'm like, he's gonna look like second baseman Craig Biggio until he's 90, I guess. So yeah, salute.
I saw a brief clip when his son came debuted, right? Back with Toronto, and yeah, he looked like he should have been. Maybe they should have swapped places.
I think the story on Biggio is he's from the New York area, and he was all state in like 4 sports. Like he was I don't know if he's a wide receiver. He played in football, in baseball, in basketball, and I think they let him run track too. So not only could he play catcher, second base, center field with a hill and a flagpole in it, but I mean, he's Kryptonian, I'm pretty sure. But nevertheless, we got to give control back to the computer for Houston and see what Kid Nichols can do. Oh, he's a great bunter, so we're not going to fall for that. Certainly not leading off the game. But it's hard not to like Craig Biggio. As much angst as there is out there towards Houston
Right
and the
fielder,
Astros.
number 30.
Yeah.
Craig
Kyle
Biggio.
Tucker.
Yeah, have you ever heard a bad thing said about him?
No, never. Like, of that era, they were never viewed as a villain team, I don't think, ever. Mike Scott, back in the day, people thought was stuffing the ball something awful.
Right.
So he was not a popular Astro. And some people didn't care for Bagwell because of the suspicion that swirled around him. But near as I could tell, that was only ever based on, well, he's not that tall, but he hits a lot of homers. Like
He was a big, muscular dude.
yeah, I mean, he had some muscles, but
that's one of those where, if definitively they came out, you're like, well, okay.
Yeah, I guess I would say wouldn't shock me, but there was never any smoking gun to it, as far as I knew.
The one that always got me was Palmeiro. It's like, is he not actually lifting? Well,
right. You're supposed to do both.
I was gonna say, did no one inform him that there was a 2-part process to this?
I just like Palmeiro's picture should be the Congress, right, where he's pointing the finger.
You're right.
I may have to do that. Because Palmeiro
didn't they like figure out that he had lied approximately 30 seconds after his testimony too?
Yeah, it was quick. And it was like federal perjury, right? Right. And he was the most definitive one, right?
Yeah.
It was like, now I may have this dead wrong, so don't sue me, but I think it was Jimmy Smith, the wide receiver from the Jaguars, who he got suspended for like a year. I think it was for cocaine. And he had the best not deflection, but denial ever. He was like, I'm going to sue everybody involved with this because I've never, ever done drugs, and never would I do drugs. Not just for all the kids out there, but for my own kids. I would never, ever set that kind of example for the youth of America. And he was 100% guilty. So guilty, right? Now, again, I think it was Jimmy Smith. It was somebody else, fine. But that one, and then when Pettit got voted for HGH. And when A-Rod did both times, they just put him out there in a chair with a spotlight on him. But Pettit, the whole team was behind him.
Oh, yeah.
And he sat down and he said, here's the truth about what happened. I was injured. They told me it'd take a year to come back. And I received advice I shouldn't have taken, which was use this stuff and you might be back for the playoffs. So to heal as quick as possible and help my team, help me return to health so I could help my team, I made the mistake of using this stuff, which is illegal. It was a mistake. It was never right. I regret it every day, and I take full accountability for my decisions. Are there any questions?
Right. And the minute he said that, it was over, right? Like
Well,
everyone's like, what? Man.
The one question, hands shot up, and the one question they all had was, is this the only time you used a banned substance? Yes. Any more questions? And it was like, nowhere to go.
That's what you just kind of applaud. It's like that was like I don't know who your crisis control team is, but man, like
just owned every bit of it and left them nowhere. One follow-up. It's all you could ask. And then, all right, cool boys, and off he went. So anyway, one batter in.
Welcome, Mike.
Yeah. Oh, now
we talked long enough to get both of them on board.
Now we're talking. We're at full strength. Kyle Tucker.
The Murph.
I started really watching baseball in like 85, right? So I don't remember Murph as a center fielder at all.
You don't?
I only remember him in right.
I remember some TBS games where he was patrolling center.
I just remember those games of just like waiting for Murphy to come up. Right? There was nobody else on that team.
Maybe Bob Horner.
Yeah, well, if I'd known that I was going to have an ASU connection, I would have been more hip on Bob Horner, Sun Devil.
Every time he came out, I was like, man, that hair is lustrous. Like,
right.
Way to go, Bob.
How many times are they going to tell us Bob Horner once hit 4 homers in a game?
You're right.
This season, 9 on the year. Bob Horner.
Can you imagine those locks though in Tempe?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, it's probably true. I do remember because I was a big Letterman fan. Out of nowhere one night, he was like, "I'm watching the Braves game today on TBS," and they go to the bullpen, and they call in this guy. I don't know if you know him, Paul, named Terry Forster. I guess he's a professional athlete, but I'll be honest with you, he's kind of a fat tub of goo.
Jeez, dude.
He just called. I don't know if he actually knew the guy, right, and it was going to be a thing, but he just called the guy out of nowhere. Terry Forster, fat tub of goo.
Okay. Like Rick Ruschel or something.
And Rick Russell is like, "Oh man, Letterman's on the warpath."
You're right.
I better watch out, Big Daddy.
Send him a fruit basket.
Here's Bagwell. Striking out.
Fielder, number 17, Lance Bregman.
Bregman's a guy I always liked. No, I had no real reason no reason to or not to. Just the whole big Puma thing, and then he was a Houston kid who went to Rice and became a star with the Astros.
Yeah, dude. I mean, the dude could hit, and plus he seemed like just sort of an average Joe, right?
Yeah, and it was.
If you saw him on the street, back, well, I don't know. He doesn't really look like a pro athlete, I guess.
And he was a better fielder than you thought he would be, right? You just assume he'd be a butcher in the outfield, but he wasn't that bad. Anyway, Lance Bregman.
Rob has another Horner. Uh-oh. Get that Murph! Get that Murph!
That? Yes!
Pitching for Houston.
He caught that on the Jumbotron.
I think he ran up the batter's eye.
I almost played him at catcher.
Right, yeah.
Dale Murphy. Somewhere, Willie Mays and King Griffey Jr. are going to show off.
Like, wow.
Son of a bitch. Yeah.
Great play, sir.
We'll have to check how the center field dimensions are actually entered here. So keep that in mind for the rest of the game. If someone really gets a hold of one and you go, oh, that's gone. Because it might not be.
Hey, both teams have to play. It's an even
right.
playing field.
That's right. All right, here's Hugh Duffy, who's a fantastic bunter, and they know it. So maybe not yet, but we'll keep an eye on this. Especially because looking down here at Jason Castro with his 6 defense, but his 1 arm.
Oh, my God. We are on the base pass today, sir. Hey, Rob has a good comment about Bob Horner, too.
Right?
There.
Oh, about Horner.
Yeah, there we go. That's pretty much it, my crusade.
Right. Pretty much. All right, Hugh Duffy. Let's start this thing.
First baseman, number 5, Freddie.
We need base runners.
Right? Freddie.
There we go.
Every hit is a double today. Even that's a double.
Oh, no. Is that a...
That's a double. No one will let us steal.
I was going to say, I'm a little disappointed, actually. They didn't truncate that by...
What Braves fans tuned in for the broadcast, and we're happy to see you here. Were they happy that Freddie just hit one out? Or is that too soon? Right?
So if you were to hit a homer, could you stop at second base? Are you required to circle the
I'm not sure how that
bases?
works. If you wanted to.
Say
If you-
you needed to. I mean, could you, or is just if you needed to complete the cycle? Is that
This is
something?
This is a total Ricky move, right? If Ricky needed a couple steals to break the record, then he might walk, steal second, steal third, steal second, steal third. I'm not sure if you can do that.
Man, I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, there's really no reason you couldn't backtrack, right?
You can overrun second and go back, right?
Oh, man, we're laying a lot of esoteric baseball questions here.
Good thing we're not doing the triple header tonight. All right, here's our hero, Dale Rocket Man Murphy.
Did you remember Latrell Sprewell when he went for the triple double, where he shot on the wrong hoop just to get the rebound? And it was against Jerry Sloan and the Utah Jazz. Right. And they showed a close up of Jerry Sloan's face.
Jerry Sloan, who was all about the shenanigans.
Right. If there's one thing that guy's synonymous for.
Didn't somebody hammer foul Sprewell at midcourt?
Yeah. Yeah. I think it became readily apparent that you could get in your coach's good graces pretty quick if you hammered him for that.
That would be me. That would always be me. That guy or last guy on the pile or the dude who picks up the long, dead whistled fumble and runs with it 20 yards. I'm your guy.
Yeah,
Only your guy. All right, Hammer and Hank Aaron strikes out.
Shortstop, number 2, Alex Bregman.
All right, now.
Oh, okay. Hey, Mike's got one out of 2 answers for us.
Okay. No! We appreciate that. Yeah, that's a good point. In front of dozens of fans. They were already talking this weekend, or prior to the weekend, about how Saturday's game was sold out against the Yankees. They don't sell the upper deck in Tampa anymore. They don't even have the balls to tarp it.
They don't even tarp it?
No, they're just like, meh, whatever.
Hey, we got it. Hey, welcome, Tino.
Hey, now we're talking. Appreciate it, Tino. Tino was pubbing us up on a Tigers board on Facebook, where I posted that it was like in their clinching win, it was Norm Cash and Bill Freehan and Al Kaline and Miguel Cabrera homered in a win over Birmingham, and 2 Tiger fans who haven't yet jumped on the eternal baseball bandwagon. We're like, this is all messed up, man.
Right.
And he defended us before I could even get there. So we absolutely appreciate that. We need a little more of that. Preaching the gospel. And because I explained it nice after he gave us a passionate defense, the guys who initially pulled the e-brake were like, oh, that sounds cool. Maybe I'll take a look. That's what I'm talking about.
Love it.
All right, Bregman, who's my least favorite of the remaining Astros, because I'm sorry, Astro fans, he just looks like a jerk. Right? Just, this guy. Oh, Murph. He's all over it. Can't be stopped.
Center fielder, number 4.
You think he can't
George
catch that?
Springer.
Yeah, right.
Here's Springer.
Third baseman,
All
number 2.
right, all right.
I spoke too soon.
I was gonna say you have it out for Gurriel after that.
Yeah, I just the whole bit with the eyes in the World Series, like, nah, never gonna. And the fact that they suspended him, but for next year, not for a World Series game. Like, if you had just walked out onto the mound after a win, dropped trout, and put up 2 birds, do you think they would have gone? Dude, that's a 10-game suspension next year.
In 5 years.
Right? Yeah. Come on. I thought that was garbage. Same thing with Alomar when he spit on John Hirschbeck. It was right at the end of the regular season. And he was suspended for the rest of the regular season, then got to play in playoff games. Then the second half of the suspension was the following spring. Like,
toothless.
Garbage. Anyway, my least favorite Astro, Yuli Gurriel, steps in.
Yeah, unfortunately, Rob, we can't bean people which
Right.
is we've written multiple letters to the
Eddie,
programmer of this game, but
I'm glad to know that we're not alone. How do you spell
Herman Germany Schaefer. Huh.
He was popular in 08, but less popular in a few years. Just saying. And this is a Weber talking, right? So keep to yourself. Eddie Matthews steps in with his
Boom.
Milwaukee hat on. Oh,
Web Jam. Come on, Bagwell.
Jones.
Larry Chipper Jones steps in, the shortstop. Bagwell's up to the task.
Wait, so
Joe Torrey.
Wait, so he basically the reverse steal died with Germany Schaefer?
I think so.
Wow.
Germany ruins everything.
1919 though, so man, did Germany?
Oh, his death?
How did he? Now I'm curious actually how he died. Was he actually? Did he maybe? Was he? Which side of the war was he?
did he? He didn't die on the field. We would know that, right? Like he. Mike, need a little more info there.
Was he in the trenches? Which side of the trenches was he on?
Right? No wait.
Oh man, that just opened up a lot of.
Bringing me down. Let's get back to Dale Murphy and his jetpack here. I believe.
Joe Torre.
Not quite. Torrey was
Catcher,
the first guy to
number
homer
15,
off Nolan
Jason
Ryan.
Castro.
They were talking about it in the documentary. I didn't know that. Jason Castro steps in.
Rob's like poison spikes from Takeoff.
It's probably true.
Okay, that's a can of corn compared to that first one.
Murphy's gonna catch everything.
Pitcher, number 17.
Start with catcher, Weber, please.
Kid Nichols.
Hey, so are we going to full DH next year?
I mean, it's something we got to talk about. Like, there are definitely some things to talk about. Full DH for the National League. There have been some people who've asked for wild cards. So something to consider. Like, if you're a Red Sox fan.
I was going to say, they must be from Boston.
They've had 2 really good seasons in a row and not made the playoffs. And I can go either way on it. I like anything that brings more interest or excitement.
Sure.
And yet, if you don't win your division, it's hard to stake a claim that you were one of the best teams in baseball. Yeah.
Although, yes. I mean, though, Kansas City, Tampa, Texas.
Yeah.
It would be nice if they had a chance.
I like it. I like the idea that a team could, like the Twins, could lose Walter Johnson for 2 months to an arm injury and play 500 ball and then get him back and go nuts and never quite make up that 2-month gap where they were treading water. But they're still a team I'd want to see in the playoffs. So it's definitely something to talk about.
All right. We've got an off-season agenda.
That's right. Craig Biggio steps in. With 2 outs, he's not bunting. Oh, he hit him. Actually, Biggio got hit a lot, didn't he?
Right fielder, Kyle.
I can't remember. I don't think he wasn't Don Baylor, but.
Well, I mean, nobody's Don Baylor. Don Baylor, matter of fact, in the game that eliminated the A's, bottom of the 9th, walk-off 3-run shot off Eckersley.
Oh, wow.
Dude, good night, Oakland. The defending AL West champs who had a crap year from my favorite, Ricky Henderson. So Kyle Tucker steps in. Get there, Hank.
Oh, man. Uh-oh.
Second baseman, number 1, Ozzie.
Rob was commenting about tetanus boosters.
That's probably a good point.
Pitcher.
All right, we got to send him. I don't even know what his percentage is, but
it looks like
Castro has basically has had Tommy John surgery. So.
I think it's 83%.
Oh, we have to go. We have to go.
All right, here we go. Go get him. This way, Nichols can bunt him to third. He's in there.
All right, where are we at?
48.
All right.
So we'll bunt him with the pitcher. He's a good bunter. Sack bunt.
All right, we've got an update. Let's see here.
Oh, here we go. For those of you waiting for your Germany Schaefer update,
he was a coach, although he did return a handful game. But how did he die?
Tuberculosis.
Oh, okay, sorry. There we go. Schaefer died. I missed
it
that
repeatedly. It was kind of his thing, right? Like Griffey's backwards hat.
Thank you, Tino. Thank you, Mike.
I love when you see old vintage stars, how they'll be like retired in 1918, but you only played 2 games. Also played 2 games 3 years earlier, and it's like, where'd they go? I mean, was it just somebody jammed their thumb and they're like, "Hey, call old Germany.
Well,
He's
yeah,
always ready."
yeah, or like, or they had too good of a job prospect at the meat packing plant or something.
Right?
It's like they're paying me 3 times as much as I'm making playing left field.
All right, here's Hugh Duffy, who's really fast. I'd like to see him on base. Ah,
First baseman,
Jinxed him.
Freeman.
Freddie Freeman.
There we go. Base knock.
Oh, it's a wild pitch.
Oh, can I ask you a favor, Webb?
Yeah.
Do you mind minimizing?
Yeah. Hang on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks,
it's bringing me down, yo. Freddie Freeman. Let's see your second homer. No.
First baseman.
So yeah, Rob has a good point. Why would someone steal in reverse if they weren't trying to do a Latrell Sprewell?
I mean, just to throw off the pitcher, maybe wouldn't that throw you off if you were on the mound? The guy took off from second to first.
I guess that would be really annoying if they just danced around back and forth.
Right. It's kind of like the whole not touching,
right.
Jeff Bagwell.
That's when the pitcher couldn't step off the mound.
Yeah. As a Yankee fan, I think I always liked Bagwell a little bit because I
Left
knew
fielder,
he could have been doing that in
Bregman.
Fenway all those years. But
Yes.
Larry Anderson,
Oh,
gotta have him.
Tino's got the answer
Okay, here we go.
to draw through. That makes sense. Yeah.
But you'd have to have a runner on second and third. That's the only way it would work. Right?
Right. Unless,
You would feel like Chumpus Maximus if you had second and third as a pitcher and you stepped off through the first and the guy from third scored. Right?
Well, because he was stealing first from second.
Yeah. If you threw over the first to try to get him at first and the guy from third ran home.
Right. So they outlawed it,
Right.
but then they just would. Yeah. Okay.
And then he got tuberculosis and died. It's a sad story all over.
That's karma.
Right?
Well,
I guess
rest in peace, Germany.
I guess America hated Germany even before World War I. No, wait, 1990. All right.
That was the tipping point for. Was it Woodrow Wilson that
he wasn't even German? They nicknamed him Germany. They hated him so much.
He was that despised. Yeah, he was like Portuguese or something, but he was such a jerk.
If he was playing now, he'd be nicknamed Skrelly, right? Or what was Farmer Bro?
Farmer Bro? Dude, he's out. Did you see that? He's out.
No.
Yeah.
Is he gonna play that Wu-Tang album?
In perpetuity, I think. Yeah. The trolling on social media is about to get ramped up quite a bit.
That was one of my favorite perp walks ever. That guy. After being smug for about 4 months too many. Here you go. Right this way. Do not pass go. Do not collect Wu-Tang album. All right, Lance Berkman. We are all over the place today. That's all right. It's the first of 3 games.
Right.
Alex Bregman.
All right, Bregman. Who is climbing up my least favorite athlete?
There's go. The Arizars have some funny comments.
Neil Murphy.
Yeah. I'm not buying that the face turn. That guy's full of heel all the time. When I click too fast, I end up banning Rob. And that ain't fair. So Neil Murphy.
Freedom cabbage.
With a big old pop up to big old Puma.
Right fielder, Hank Aaron.
Hank Aaron, not bad, but not really Hank Aaron there. 296, 30 homers, 108 RBI.
Oh, Tino's got another update for us.
Oh, here we go. Huh.
And Mike's.
They call it in baseball when the guy on third never scores? They call it Weber in high school. Hey!
It's a family show, Weber.
That's right. I'm talking baseball. Fair enough.
So he actually did name himself Liberty?
It doesn't work like that.
Dude, this is the most esoteric episode we've ever had. I love it.
Right?
This is amazing.
So he's not Elias, he's Ezekiel. That's a deep cut. That's a wrestling term, but whatever. Hank Aaron steps in and strikes
Third
out.
baseman, Eddie Matthews.
Oh,
There we
that's
go.
bad. Oh, he's going
Oh! Yes.
really reckless. Because we were going to steal that base anyway.
Right.
Fine.
Get back to first, Eddie.
Yeah,
Steal first.
Right. Go once you go German. Chipper Jones steps in, 2 down.
Oh,
that's
what?
gonna change.
Oh man.
Look
Uh-oh.
at that.
Look at Tucker.
Get it,
Tucker's
Kyle!
going. No way. It's into the. Is it gone? It's gone.
It hit him right in the eye. Look.
Catcher,
My eye.
He did the Conseco.
He climbed the light stanchion and got hit in the face with a home run. That's amazing.
Tito said he really did rename himself Liberty. That's amazing.
This is the best game ever. I don't even care who wins.
Oh, when we finally make our t-shirts and get our store going, dude, we're definitely having a Germany
Germany Liberty
Liberty
Schaefer memorial shirt.
It'll sell two. It'll sell 2 shirts, but it'll
At
be
least
totally
2,
worth it.
right? Here's Tori. I'm going to look into these outfield dimensions here. I know they
Center
say
fielder,
SunTrust Park is
George
an easy place to hit
Springer.
homers, but George Springer steps in. 4-0 lead for the Braves.
I've not even seen any of this.
third baseman, Yuli Gurriel.
Springer's a 76% over there, so we're going to pay him some attention. Yeah, 47. That's better. Yeah.
The kid's falling apart.
I reserved
Catcher,
comment
Jason
on Yuli Gurriel.
Castro.
Here's Castro. Pitcher's up next. Nobody out. 2 men on. Oh, no.
Oh,
It's off the wall.
Pitcher, Luis Garcia.
All right. Nobody out. Runner second and third. Do we need to get someone up in the pen?
nah, not yet.
Not yet. All right. Luis Garcia. Oh, it's shallow. Murphy can get Gurriel.
No way, Gurriel's running on that. He's going.
Out chance, only 22%.
What?
but
No, Dale's totally got him. Let's take a chance. Gunned.
Third baseman,
Come on.
Craig
Castro goes
Biggio.
to third. 4-2 Braves. Top of the line, top of the order. Craig Biggio steps in. Throw home, out chance 1%. Well, I think we'll take that sure out at first. 4-3.
So Tino has another fallout. So he's
Fielder.
only 43. Oh, brain hemorrhage. Yikes.
Oh man,
I take that. I take all my.
now it ain't so funny.
Good night, sweet Liberty.
Right? Salute. That's it. Salute. Kyle Tucker steps in from the negative zone, apparently. You gotta just fix that one too. I'm gonna fix it and I'm gonna give
It was like that. It was like that Bugs Bunny cartoon where he like takes the cab.
No, I was looking at the one where Daffy Duck argues with the animator. So he'll like erase the whole background and it's just nothing floating in white space.
Right.
I will find a new picture for Kyle Tucker and I will give him a black eye because of that home run that we'll never forget over there off the light stanchion and his face.
I'll Photoshop an in memoriam of Germany Schaefer out on the big screen.
He'll be the player today. Maybe that's our World Series MVP, the Germany Schaefer Trophy.
The Germany Schaefer
the Liberty Schaefer. Sorry,
Germany Liberty Schaefer
Ozzy Albies
Memorial Trophy.
Pitcher, Kid Nichols.
Oh, Kid Nichols. We're not pinch hitting for him, right? We're good with him for a while.
He's only given up 2 hits.
Yeah, and only 70 pitches. Oh, look at that! Look at that!
Did he just go?
Oh,
no!
No, that's gone.
Is he gone? It's a.
Oh, wait. Is that
inside the park?
Inside the park!
Yes, dude, Kid Nichols.
Right after I was going to pinch hit for him.
Kyle Tucker is obviously concussed.
Kyle Tucker having trouble out there.
Oh.
That's pretty amazing. And we want to steal bases, damn it.
I know, man. Just get on base.
Good Lord. Oh, Octavio Dotel takes over. So they've had enough of Luis Garcia.
First baseman, Freddie Freeman.
And we still can't get anybody on to steal.
First baseman, Jeff Bagwell.
Oh, Nichols has only thrown 54 pitches. He's fine.
Going the distance.
I mean, just
fielder,
to tempt the old appetite here. It doesn't look like much, but between Gene Garber and Craig Kimbrell,
I was gonna say that we look a little sparse in the bullpen there.
We also got Smoltz, who starts sometimes and pen sometimes. Although he threw 66 pitches yesterday, but anyway, that's who we got for Lance Berkman steps in. Laces a single to right.
Shortstop, Alex Bregman.
Tino's got a couple more factoids that are pretty interesting.
Center fielder, George Springer.
That's rad.
That's outstanding. And that is a true story. I saw the video in the Nolan Ryan documentary. Ryan was just mowing the Tigers down. Cash, I think, was over 3 with 3 Ks and came to bat with a legit table in the 9th inning. And they're like, brother, the ump's cracking up. The ump thought it was hysterical. They wouldn't let him bat with it, obviously. And I'd never heard this part of it. They went into, obviously, the Robin Ventura beaning. He hit him in the mid-back. But I guess there had been some tension between the two squads going on that year. And the whole bit, and the bit that I hang Ventura for, is that he got hit, thought about it, and then went, I'm going to go kill that old man. Because you're either beating up a 42-year-old on television, or worse, you're getting taken to the woodshed by a 42-year-old. And so if he had got hit and just saw red and took off, I would have given him a lot more leeway. The story they tell is that the White Sox among themselves said the first person Ryan hits is going to charge that old man today. And they put a $500 fine on it if he didn't.
So he was peer pressured.
So he got hit, and his initial reaction was not to rush, but then he thought.
Then he realized.
It's not the 500, right?
Yeah.
It's the idea that everybody before the game said, if the old man hits any of us, or the first person he hits, we're charging that mound. And Ryan talked about a beating, not a beating, but years before, he hit Winfield in like August of Winfield's walk year from San Diego. And so Winfield was super conscious that free agency was right around the corner. And so 6'8" Dave Winfield, or 6'7", charged the mound and got a couple swings in on Ryan. And so Ryan said he always kept that in his mind, that if anybody ever rushed him, he was going to go on the offense. So there's actually a decent amount behind the scenes behind that.
That's interesting. But that explains a lot with Ventura, because he always seemed like a good-natured guy.
Yeah.
And he obviously is not much of a fighter.
No. and to his credit, I never heard him verbalize that as a self-defense for being kind of the butt of a joke for 20 years and 30 years in baseball.
Right.
So out of respect for that,
did you
we're
change his photo?
Rob Ventura's photo.
Wow, that's big.
That might become, if Nolan was a Ranger, that might be his photo. But I'd actually stick with the split lip when Bo Jackson hit the comebacker that cut him all the way down, and he stayed in, bleeding all the way down his white jersey. It's a great look. All right. Anyway, George Springer digs in with Lance Berkman at first. 2 down. Springer off the wall. 31% chance to get Big Puma at home plate.
Yes.
That.
That's Hugh Duffy.
Get him, you. Well, Duffy and I never really got along.
Oh,
Dale.
we got him.
No way. I've never liked Duffy as much as this in my whole life. Dale Murphy did too. 5-3 lead for the Braves. Looks like it's a short hop. Murphy.
Right fielder.
Murphy, save it first.
Will you minimize that comment? Oh, he's got it. We got to send him.
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. I forgot about it.
No
I
problem.
think he's a 93% to steal second.
I think, well, regardless, he's going. Whoever's on base, he's going.
Dale Murphy, me. No, they got him.
What?
They hate us so much.
Ah.
They're like, stick to baseball, boys. Fine. Hank Aaron digs in. Little flare to Biggio at second. Eddie Matthews. Strikes out.
Third baseman, Yuli Gurriel.
Ooh, that's.
Did he
more
not
than I
move?
thought. Off the wall.
Catcher, Jason Castro.
There we go.
Pitcher,
Now
Octavio
the pitcher.
Dodal.
Now, I would assume they would pinch hit for Octavio Dodal here, but I'm not used to it.
Pinch hitting for
Oh, here we
Houston.
go. Jordan Alvarez hitting 207 for the year, but 231 as a pinch hitter. So be ready.
Oh.
Dribbler.
Oh, he's got
Matthews
it.
with the throw.
Out.
He got him, but the runner advanced.
Second baseman, Craig Biggio.
2 down. Biggio steps in, top of the order for Kid Nichols. Biggio singles right.
Dang.
Right fielder, Kyle
5-4
Tucker.
Braves. Biggio at first. Kyle Tucker digs in.
Mike gave us a sound effect. I assume that was that for the caught stealing?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
We deserve that. It's NBA Jam. There we go.
All right, it's a tight game.
Pitching for Houston.
Will
Number
Harris.
36, Will Harris.
Good looking man.
Shortstop, Chipper Jones.
Chipper Jones. Shortstop. Chipper
There we
Jones.
go. There we go. Send him.
He's always going anyway.
What is going on?
Catcher, Joe Torre.
They got him. Oh!
Wait, did the computer send him?
Jones takes a look for a second. He's trying for 2. Here's the throw from Tucker. It'll be close. Bregman with the tag. Out.
Well, I appreciate the aggression.
But we were going to steal that base. Can we give the first base coach an actual stop sign to hold?
Right.
Come on, guys. Work with it. Torrey
Second
strikes
baseman,
out.
Ozzy Albies.
Come on, Ozzy.
We only
There we
want
go. There we go.
singles.
Drop it, Tucker.
First baseman,
Tucker with one
Jeff
good eye and Tweety
Bagwell.
Bird circling
You're
his
right.
head. Hauls that one in. Nichols still in good shape, 79 pitches as we go to the top of the 8th. He'll face 3-4-5. Bagwell, Berkman, Bregman. Boy. Throw it, Eddie. Deal.
Left fielder, Lance Berkman.
Rob's with you.
Yeah. It's been known to happen. Oh, get it, Dale!
Oh, he's got it. Get there, Murph. Yes!
Alex
Again.
Bregman.
Super Dale from Portland, Oregon.
Lives in Utah, man.
He's stalking you, perhaps. Bregman got a lot of that.
Duff's got it. Get there, Duffy.
So good.
Pitcher, Kid Nichols.
All right, Nichols is batting now in the bottom of the 8th.
He has a dinger, though.
It's a good point.
Who do we have on our bench?
So for Atlanta,
Aaron Murphy.
let's go by overall OPS. We got Fred McGriff, Wally Berger of the 7 at-bats, Bob Elliott, Ronald Acuna Jr., Brian McCann, who's had an awful year. Got 3 catchers. Got Javi Lopez, too.
Javi Lopez, yeah.
Got 3 catchers and no shortstops.
Andres Thomas, man. He's lurking somewhere on the
It's this Herman Long guy who normally would start, but he's not terrible, 243, but anyway.
Well,
So you want to, are we sticking, I mean, the bullpen doesn't matter the name, the bullpen usually gets us in trouble.
Yeah, what do you think? Where's he at in his pitch count? Is he?
I think he's only thrown like 90 or 95. He's got another 40 pitches in him.
Okay.
If we let him.
It's up to you, man. I'm gonna leave this one with you. We could put the crime dog in.
If we can't get the 9th inning with John Smoltz and Craig Kimbrell, I mean, those famous last words, but who's it's probably Mcgriff is our best option here for OPS. Not Wally Berger.
For learning how to throw a baseball into a garbage can.
I'm putting Mcgriff in. If only to see this. Yeah!
Tom Amansky.
He looks like Paul Barrow a little bit.
You're right.
All right. So with 1 out, we'll need to get someone warming in the pen. But for now, Freddie McGriff.
Oh, man.
All that build up. All right. So for the bullpen, it's got to be Kimbrell, right?
I think so. And this
Kimbrell
game
hasn't pitched in 5 days at least, and Smoltz threw 66 pitches yesterday. So, Craig Kimbrell, you're the dog. Hugh Duffy, for God's sake, get on base.
There, boom.
Yeah.
First baseman, Freddie Freeman.
Freddie Freeman, who homered yesterday, I think.
Oh, Weber, it's happening.
Center
Where
field.
we at?
Bear with me. We already got McGriff in the game. He can take over at first. So Freeman's only 53% to steal, but let's see who's been tearing up the bases for the Braves. Nobody really. We could pinch run Acuna.
Well, I don't know, man. What do you think?
Defensively,
I'm a little worried we might go into extras.
Yeah, I guess I do.
With our
Freeman's a better defensive first baseman, 8-6 over McGriff. So.
And plus, Murph's just gonna hit one.
Yeah,
480.
It's the Murphy Goldie. And Harris is wearing out.
Tom Amansky did cover pinch hitting.
I don't know why they're leaving Will Harrison at this point. Bunt. Not bunt with 2 outs. Come on, Dale. Oof, it's pretty much a bunt.
Center fielder, George Springer.
So here comes
All
Craig
right. Yeah. Gino's got it right.
Look at
We've got all night, man.
Right? That's a good point. All right, because we know Kimbrell is likely to fail us, the only other pure reliever is Gene Garber.
Gene Garber, love it.
But you could also throw Smoltz because he's a reliever in this game too. So
Gene Garber has such an immaculate beard. I think we got to get him up.
Are you arguing Gene Garber over John Smoltz, Hall of Famer?
Yes.
Tell you what, I'll warm them both up and then I'll let you decide. It'll be on your head.
All right.
There you go.
Gene Garber is 100% coming in before John Smoltz.
What do you think would happen in real life if they brought in Craig Kimbrell in his prime to protect a 1-run lead in a must-win game and immediately had 2 other guys warming at the same time, right? You're my man, Blue. Like, all right, get the hangman thing going. And George Springer.
Good luck, sir.
Oh, Yuli Gurriel. I hope it's not him. Anyway, a little dribbler to the shortstop.
Chipper does not miss. Shorts quote.
Catcher,
I bet you
Unquote.
McGriff would have booted that.
Astro.
I think we dodged a bullet there. Okay, now we don't do this a whole lot, but this is a big playoff game. And I don't believe for a second Jason Castro is their best option down 1 run.
All right. That seems fair.
So let's pop in here and take control of Houston. Just take a look here. They might be doing this already, but if I click pitch and they don't, Astro fans are going to be rightly furious. So
Cesar Cedeno.
We want to make sure they do the right thing here. OPS versus righties.
No brainer.
Cesar Cedeno is the man. And they've got somebody else to catch. Yeah, Biggio if they have to. So, and their pitcher is up next with 2 outs. So if they tie it up, they're going to need somebody ready in the pen. So I'm going to give them Billy Wagner. Oh, this is good. Billy Wagner and Brad Lidge, a lefty and a righty. So they can pick. If they put in Brad Lidge over Billy Wagner, that ain't on me.
There you go.
Option. Every Astro fan watching, all the thousands of them, were like, that's right. Get that pinch hitter in there, Webb. And yeah, get the pen ready too. Billy Wagner, hell yeah. Brad Lidge. Somewhere Pujols' ears just went,
Yeah.
Brad Lidge, big game.
I saw the other day, they're like, Albert Pujols, 2 home run game. I was like, oh, that's great. So I went to MLB.com to see the highlights. Both homers were against position players.
No.
Because the game was so far out of hand.
He's still chasing 700 though, right?
I forget where he's at right now. Yeah, exactly.
I think he needs it's not impossible, but I think he needs 26 this year.
Ooh, what?
Which is like,
hopefully they have a lot of blowout games.
Yeah. I bet you'll see him waggling that bat in the zone once or twice. Come on, brother. Help me out. All right, Cesar Cedeno, who's a great bunter, but come on, 2 outs, top of the ninth. Astros trail 5-4. Craig Kimbrell on the mound.
Here we go.
Strikes them out.
Hey, we played it straight.
And we won a game.
Look at us, man.
5, Houston 4. Kid Nichols picks up the win. He is now 14-6. Luis Garcia is the loser. He is now 9.
Garcia had good stuff too.
Kimbrell gets the save.
Yeah.
Number 16. Freddie Freeman hit home run number 18 on the season. Chipper Jones is number 24.
There was some voodoo magic on the Braves side.
Hit number 2.
Dale Murphy caught 1.
2 hours.
2. Caught 2.
Caught 2. And then Kyle Tucker tried to pull a Murphy and got hit in the eyeball. And then Kid Nichols hit an inside the park home run that was in the stands. What?
Oh, and I feel like we could write a biography on Germany and Liberty.
So our
Schaefer at this point.
Our MVP is Kid Nichols. I mean, with the home run and all, and
game-winning homer.
Yeah, 4 earned. Wasn't a great start, but he kept him in it. I gotta say Murphy with the jetpack. I don't care that he was 1 for 4 with no RBIs and no runs scored. He brought one back from another area code.
2. Man, he was climbing.
The second one.
He was climbing scaffolding on some of those buildings.
Well,
so Tino has so he needs 17 more. That's not impossible. It's like 26 feels like it was too far, but 17. Right. Well, if he gets some friendly pitchers at the end of the season.
Yeah, and if they don't challenge, they can just run him out there every day as a DH, right? So
yeah, just to make sure. And you got to figure it toward the end of the season too. If they're both out of contention and get some friendly pitchers.
Oh yeah,
sliding some.
Now batting the leadoff hitter Albert Pujols. What? It could happen. So congrats to the Braves who pull 1 game ahead with 6 games left to play.
It's a big one.
Just to give a little peek ahead, because we really don't have the schedule posted anywhere, right? So this is the first game of the Monday schedule. But there's 2 3-game sets left. So if you want to see how it's going to shake out, come Tuesday, the 31st, all new series, and the interesting ones are, boy, we really thought New York and Boston was going to mean more than it does. The Phillies get Washington, who's terrible. The Expos get the Mets, who are not very good. Atlanta's in Arizona, and they're not very good. Detroit's wrapped everything up. Minnesota and LA, there you go.
Oh, wow.
So head up, they're fighting for the West title. That series may well decide it. Houston gets Miami, who's not very good. Pittsburgh gets the Cubs. Cincinnati gets St. Louis. St. Louis was terrible for a long time, which was weird. There's a lot of talent on that club, but they're only 5 games under. So I'm thinking they're trying to hit that 500 by the end, right? Colorado, and San Francisco, LA, right?
Should have been.
Probably going to eliminate them tomorrow, and then on Tuesday they're going to come to LA and put out like the AAA lineup. Right?
Right.
Eat it, Dodger fans. Sorry.
Tino has another comment. He was, that's true. We did.
Yeah. He was not happy with Cabrera leading off, even though he had the best on base percentage of all the Tigers, and other guys had more homers. But you know what I'm talking about. We love TV, so we appreciate him showing up for a game that didn't even concern his AL North division winning Detroit Tigers. I do like, and you guys don't see this scene very often because we crop it just to focus on the key scoreboard. But for some reason, we get Will Clark every day.
I was going to ask about that because I never see him actually on the leaderboard in any capacity.
No, he barely plays for San Fran, but there he is every day, giving me that goofy grin.
I love it.
So, all right, good for him. Well, we ran a little long tonight, but man, it was one of our better shows and one of our best wins.
Yes,
for sure. So, stay tuned. This last week is going to be a ton of fun. Next Monday, June 6th, is the last day of the regular season. If we have a tie, it'll settle with a 1-game playoff on the 7th for any of the divisions. And then our playoffs start on June 8th. And it's 4 division series, all best of 5, and then the championship series, and then the World Series, or Eternal Series, obviously, both best of 7. So we're coming down to the wire. It's a much more interesting last week, or final week, than we had in season 1. So we're excited to see where it takes us. And we hope you'll join us for the ride. And we will see you next Sunday night for hopefully a triple header of elimination games. Cross our fingers. But all that and more next week on the Eternal Baseball Podcast.